Today's video is brought to you by streammusic.gg. The great news is I have built a catalog with a great team of people for content creators to use non-copyrighted music. And honestly, from the feedback we're getting, it sounds like people who just enjoy listening to music are enjoying these playlists as well. So go ahead and check out the links in the description down below. Today's topics for the video, it's actually a really exciting day in pro wrestling. We're going to talk about the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to talk about Logan Paul and Roman Reigns. And yes, we are going to talk about a former AEW wrestler who has taken some pretty big shots at AEW. And we're going to talk about it all in today's video. So I want to kick things off. I want to talk about Dana Brooke. Yes, Dana Brooke, the current WWE 24/7 champion, recently spoke out about this idea of basically transitioning the 24/7 championship to the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. And honestly, she does make a really good point with this. When speaking to Steve Fall from NBC Sports Boston, she says that they have basically had, they have all these women coming into the company. Not everybody's in a tag team. And she thinks this could be a really good opportunity to enhance the women's division. And quite honestly, I actually agree with that sentiment quite a bit. And the reason why is because as if you have been watching this channel for a while, you know that there's been a lot of people talking about a mid-card championship belt for the women's division. We've talked about the news that it's been rumored for a while. There was some reports that WWE was having one designed. Obviously, we don't know if WWE has plans to do so, but I see that WWE is in a situation right now as it stands. They have people who are interested in making this happen. And of course, with WWE having mid-card championships for the men, I actually do see that it fits pretty damn well with the women as well, considering that the women's roster continues to expand. It continues to get very good. And also, I think at the end of the day, WWE has to, they have to do something for people on the roster that aren't being used. And yes, the women's tag team division has improved a little bit. I'm not saying it's all the way there. This was one of the biggest reasons why I've been super hesitant as far as actually putting this together. But I do think if you're the WWE and you have talent not being used, while I can also argue that they have too many championship belts, I think having a mid-card championship belt for the women's division makes sense. Now, with that being said, I would only make this happen if the 24/7 championship belt goes away. If the 24/7 championship belt remains in the company, I think it's going to be pointless. One, we don't see enough of it. Two, I don't think there's really any credibility to it. And three, I think with the women having their own mid-card championship belt, I think it would be a lot more, serious for them. It would mean a lot more of importance for them versus them chasing the 24/7 championship belt. If that makes sense, let me know what you guys think down below. Guys, I want to turn our attention to Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. And I'm just going to come out here and say it. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but hey, I got to be real with my opinion here. I absolutely love everything that Roman Reigns and the Bloodline is doing, and I think it is one of the most exciting storylines in pro wrestling today. I feel like they found a way to make it incredibly entertaining with Sami Zayn in the mix. Obviously, when you look at the Bloodline and adding Solo Sikoa, I feel like WWE has done everything right by the Bloodline. And then one of my biggest concerns was what were they going to do with Solo Sikoa after he debuted at Clash at the Castle. So now that we know that the Bloodline is basically in a situation where technically the Tribal Chief could potentially lose the World Championship, I believe Logan Paul should 1,000,000% not win. And that's not the part that's going to ruffle the feathers. I do not think Logan Paul should win, okay? I don't think he should lose. And I know a lot of times people don't like screwy finishes in wrestling, but this is one of the biggest mainstream potential attractions for WWE in the year of 2022. Logan Paul obviously having a massive following. Obviously, the Prime drinks are having this incredible success. Everything that Logan Paul has been doing outside of the WWE ring has been great. And when you add into the fact that Logan Paul has found his way into a WWE ring, and he actually seems to do really freaking good at it, I think you got to do something very significant here in order to get people talking. And I think this actually leads with a Logan Paul heel turn. Now, I'm not saying turn heel and join the Bloodline, but I think there should be a situation here where Roman Reigns will continue to remain heel I don't think it really matters if he's heel or babyface, by the way. But I think if you have Logan Paul in this situation right now where it looks, because it seems to me that Roman Reigns and the Bloodline aren't taking Logan Paul serious. And if you really want the WWE Universe to take Logan Paul serious, you got to have him do something in this match that is going to get people talking. I think they need to run a scenario where Logan Paul wins the match by cheating, only for the ref to overturn the match. So this way, in a weird way, Roman Reigns still retains the belt. Because if you keep in mind, one of the biggest things, and I know a lot of people are forgetting this, but throughout this whole storyline of the Bloodline, there has been scenarios or situations occurring on TV where Roman Reigns doesn't always look the strongest, right? And I think the best example of this was when Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins pretty much got into the head of Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns got disqualified or whatever. So do you guys remember what I'm talking about? So my point is they need to do something here for Logan Paul to make it look like he could potentially expose Roman Reigns, yet still lose. And I think if you can somehow turn in turn heel, if you do the heel turn here, I think it could be really, really successful. And this way, Roman Reigns could still win, still get the pin, whatever it may be. But I do expect something really, really, really weird happening here. And I think it could be actually for a good reason. I want to turn our attention to the main event. Yes, we are talking about Joey Janela. He had quite a bit to say about AEW. Joey Janela put out this tweet in response to Rey Fenix and AR Fox highlights from AEW Dark. Joey Janela says, "This is what Dark should be. All-around competitive action-packed sprints and maybe a one longer type storyline-based match weekly. What the show does is nothing for anyone anymore. To be honest, it is stale ass. Squash matches do nothing for anyone in 2022, especially on a YouTube show." He goes on to say, "No one wants to watch squash matches on YouTube in 2022. I understand if you're introducing a new wrestler on TV, then I'm all for squash matches. This is the reason for talent digression, doing nothing but pointless bullshit for the sake of it." And yes, quite honestly, I actually got to agree. I think AEW Dark is pretty much a pointless watch at this point, which is actually unfortunate. I think when you have the audience that AEW has, I think when you have a lot of great talent on your roster, I think when you have a lot of people that could put together something so incredible, especially within the platform, it does shock me that AEW Dark is just still pointless. And I understand that it's always been kind of, whether it's been admitted or not, it's always been designed to help people's records, pop off a little bit more than normal. And I just think if you're AEW, you have this audience, it gets viewership. You could do more with AEW Dark. I don't disagree whatsoever. I want to know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Let me know.